Welcome to the Troll Patrol, live. It's a freaking Monday. What up, Justin? I hope everybody had a good freaking weekend. You know how we start the show? I get really stoned and then I ramble on about something that's pissing me off in a segment I like to call Reefer and a Rant. Smoking out of the bong today because I'm lazy. And today's rant is let me lean in, let me talk to you mano a mano, eye to eye. Let's say you were a Christian, or any religious affiliation for that matter, but especially a Christian. I'm especially talking to the Christians here. Let's say you're a Christian and you want to share out a certain song that's on the charts right now. Let's say that song is, WAP. And you share that out and you share your opinion about how morally degrading it is. I would suggest to you that you should actually go and read your Bible that tells you multiple passages not to judge, turn the other cheek, he who is without sin, and shut the fuck up and turn the other cheek and not say anything because it's none of your goddamn business. And I'm tired of your faux moral superiority and your self-righteousness up your fucking asses. I heard one person say that the song WAP is not clever. Hold on, WAP is an acronym for wet ass pussy. Not only is WAP an acronym, it is also the sound that a wet ass pussy makes as it's getting fucked. WAP, 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 WAP. How in the fuck is that not clever? Holy shit, I had so many people in here and I have run them off already. I thought it was a good rant. But if you're a Christian, take your own advice. Don't judge people. It's not your place to talk about what is morally acceptable or what people should wear or not to talk about. And you should turn the other fucking cheek and shut the fuck up. And that is today's Reefer and a Rant. WAP is a really good song. I had a buddy tell me, because the first time I heard it, I didn't really care for it, and then it grew on me. So I had a buddy who was like, "How do you not like a song about wet ass pussy?" I was like, "That's a really good point." I'm just fucking Mozart. I think it was Mozart. Am I getting it wrong? Fuck, I don't want to. Wrote a song called Eat My Ass or Lick My Ass. God, I might be getting it wrong and it's Bach or something. Because remember, I'm stoned. I'm really stoned. Alright, guys. The phone lines are open. 917-830-4359. If you would like to call in and argue with me, if you got some beef with me, call in. Tell me I'm stupid. Tell me I'm ugly. Tell me I'm pretty. Prove me wrong about something. But if we don't get any calls, we got a jam-packed show. We're going to talk about the cops that got ambushed in LA. And I have a real scorching hot take on that one. We'll give it a second. Today's t-shirt is I Hate Humans, from my good buddies at Toxic Teas. That was not a paid plug. That is me telling you that here in this time of COVID, when we're all hurting, if you've got the money to spare and you've got a friend that's got a band or a t-shirt company or they do stand-up, do whatever you can to support local artists because they're fucking hurting. because it's still we can't have large gatherings. We shouldn't be having the gatherings we've had. Oh, and that brings me, we've got something really cool from Indonesia that I'm going to show you guys about COVID victims. That's going to be fun. But if you got a friend that sells products, they got an Etsy store or something, go hit them up. I've got my rolling tray I got from a friend in their Etsy store. Super fucking cool. God, I can't remember the Devil's in the Decor. Sorry, I was gonna give them a plug if I could think of them. But hit your friends up and hit me up. I got t-shirts. We got a call. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol live. What's going on?
Yeah, I'd like to whack you right across the head, to be honest with you.
Oh, is that true? Why is that?
Yeah, it's a goddamn fact.
What'd you say?
I said it's a goddamn fact.
Why is that, though? Can you give me supporting evidence?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to smack you right across the face. How's that for evidence?
But for what did I do to you in order to make you want to smack me across the face? That's the question.
Why are you shitting on Christian beliefs?
Well, who wouldn't? Have you read the goddamn Bible?
You're damn right I have.
Are you sure?
I'm a pastor, as a matter of fact.
Well, then why? Forgive me. What you got to say about that, Pastor? Do you know who's a minister here?
I don't appreciate.
I'm a minister.
I bet you are.
What ranks higher? Is it minister, pastor? Is it like a military ranking? Do I outrank
I thought
you?
You read the Bible. Maybe you should know.
Why don't I feel like that's like one of those Catholic things that they instituted after the Bible was written? Because I don't remember any ranking about pastors or priests or rabbis or anything in the fucking Bible.
Yeah, then you're going to be talking about kids getting plucked in the butthole.
Clearly, we're being trolled here on the Troll Patrol. Caller, thank you for calling in. It was a pleasure talking to you. I treat everyone with respect. People get annoyed because I will smack down your bullshit with razor-like precision. Laser precision. I don't fucking... Maybe I'm not high enough for this show. Shit. I had a feeling that one wasn't genuine because they were blocking their number. We don't want any, like, kids. We don't want you to call in and, like, prank around and bullshit. Like you're calling into, like, a little local TV show or something. That's not cool. I would never do that, and I certainly never did that when I was 15, 16. I absolutely did not call in to the local TV station and fuck around with I think it was Wrestle Talk, actually. I might be confusing it with you because this was fucking 25 years ago. I don't remember. In the 19th Tee was the name of the two shows. So this is a very interesting story. So when I was a teenager, I used to call into the local TV station and fuck with the people that would take the phone calls. You know, there's one show about wrestling, and there's one show about golf, and they would take phone calls from viewers. You know, cool concept because they're right down the road in the local TV studio. So a few years later, I became the news director of a conglomerate of radio stations in the area, and so me and my buddy used to call in, and we called ourselves. I was Justin Chainsaw, and he was Hardcore Jason. So like I'm sitting there with one of the guys that did this show, and he worked for one of our sponsors on the radio. That's why he got to do the show back in the day, because he was working for one of the companies that sponsored on the radio and TV stations. So I'm sitting there with him, like my suit and tie, getting ready to do the news. I look at him like, I'm Justin Chainsaw. It freaked him out. But of course, the dude that is interested in broadcasting is calling into the local TV station is going to go on to want to be a broadcaster and talking to a microphone. It makes perfect sense. All right, I want to start off today with the shooting of the LA County deputies. I've got the footage. I went back and forth on whether we were actually going to watch the shootings together, and I decided, yes, let's watch the shootings together. Other things I might back off on watching, but this, we're gonna watch the shootings together. So this is the footage. I think it's the Guardian website. The Telegraph. So we already missed it. That's all the... I wonder, is that security footage? I mean, there's not really much to the footage to be able to talk about. The thing I would like to posit to you guys is an interesting story about that police department that happened not that long ago. So this is from the LA Times in July. In July, this sheriff's deputy came forward. So yeah, it's a sheriff's deputy in LA County. Reported a fellow Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy to Internal Affairs for assaulting a colleague. Art is a rat. It's gonna read like a fucking mob hit, because that's what the cops are. They are armed, organized criminals. I'm sorry, in case you're tuning in to this stream, show, podcast, or whatever it is for the first time. I don't like the cops. And now a lot of people are going to say, what's your arrest record? You know, what's your experience with the cops? And here's my experience. I've been a news reporter for the bulk of my 20 years in media. Or a good chunk of. Maybe half and half. I don't know about bulk. Well, my time as a news reporter and in the news media has alerted me to the fact that cops are absolutely fucking crooked. And it's no surprise to me that this motherfucker would try to report a crooked cop and then get texts about being a rat and shit. I'm not interested. But what this story goes on to say is that there's a gang called the Executioners. And that it is rampant inside of this police department. That the cops are actually a fucking gang. And that there is a very good possibility that the footage that you witnessed earlier is a gang hit and a retaliation for something they did last Thursday. Apparently what these cops are known for is killing people extrajudiciously, and that they get tattoos with Nazi symbolism. And that they keep records of the people that they execute in the streets. These are legal fucking gangs is what they are. And no wonder we have gang violence popping, because gangs have to form to protect themselves from the legal goddamn gang. All this shit's interconnected. Everything wrong with this country stems back to our goddamn Nazi problem that we have not reckoned with, that we do not recognize. And the Nazis are permeating police departments now. It is insane, and you should be worried about it. Anybody talks to you about stupid ass Antifa or how the BLM movement is violent, no. Right-wing extremists, right-wing militias, and the fucking cops. The cops are fucking Nazis. That's what, so far doing this show, I feel like I rant about the same shit every day. But that's what's going on. It's this same shit every day. Gotta talk about the Nazi problem with the cops. I'm tired of it. So, this guy, this motherfucker right here could end up being another Chris Dorner. If you don't know who Chris Dorner is, he is a goddamn American hero, and you should look up his name and you should look up his story. He tried to expose corruption inside the police, and they fucking slandered him. They ruined his life. Because he was trying to be a good cop. That's why all cops are bastards. Because when you get a good cop, the bastard ass cops root the good cops out. It's not my fault. People love to use the idiom, a few bad apples. Well, the rest of that idiom is a few bad apples ruin the bushel. The idiom that you're using literally goes on to say that you can't have a few bad apples without it corrupting the entire whole. But hey, you know, it's hard to get through to these people, and you want to know why? Because right-wingers are morons. I try, though. I try to educate them. Had a guy last night. He wanted to present propaganda fucking websites as evidence. And then talk about, like, it wasn't just me. Other people popped in. They cited, like, the National Institutes of Health, the DSM, the New England Journal of Medicine. And this motherfucker was like, no, those aren't credible sources. And it's, what do you say to somebody like that? You just have to break down and call them a moron. And if you want to cut it off at the pass, you don't even want to have to speak to these fucking idiots. You get you one of these shirts right down here from the FREAKIN shop. The Right Wingers Are Morons t-shirt. Cheap pop. Cheap plug. Let's see here. So Trump held a rally last night. Well, let's do, since we're talking about cops, let's go back to cops. We'll talk about the Trump. We'll save the Trump rally. Let's do this. Don't forget, if you want to call in and tell me I'm stupid, 917-830-4359. Prove me wrong. If you're a right-winger listening to me right now, prove me wrong that right-wingers are morons. Call in and have an intelligent conversation with me. Be man enough to admit when I prove you wrong. That's what it comes down to, is every right-winger that's called in, they want me to give them at least something. They want to be right. They'll concede throughout the argument with me, concede that I know what I'm talking about. But they want something at the end. They want me to give up some kind of ground so that they can say face, and they can say, see, it's a give and take. We agree to disagree, blah, 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 blah. And I won't do it. I fucking smack down their bullshit. Chop it down with the edge of my hand. Right-wingers are fucking morons. And it just devolves to me calling them that because I don't know what else to fucking do. and I want to mock them, so hopefully, like, fucking kids or people on the fence that are watching it realize they're fucking morons because I'm using logic. I'm gonna use logic. I'm gonna be logical. I'm gonna make good points and good arguments. But then I'm gonna pwn them. Really is a shame Facebook doesn't let me call people dumb fucks anymore. So this story's a little bit old now. It's from a couple weeks ago. I've been trying to get to it, but we actually had phone calls all last week. This was something I wanted to cover. About these photos going around about cops being attacked. These are fake. It's so safe being a cop. It's not even in the top 10 most dangerous jobs. They are the biggest fucking pussies I've ever seen. And here where I am, one neighborhood lit up the entire neighborhood and blue lights on their front porches, and then like placed a cop. I want to say like the cops were in on it, because all this shit the cops are in on it. There are billboards going up that are like fucking cop appreciation billboards. It's like sheriff's departments from the other towns over. Like they're buying billboards for each other. And they're saying like, I'm not affiliated with the cops. We're a citizens group. And they're doing these front fucking things. Cops are dirty as shit. All this shit is called propaganda too. Fucking propaganda to make you fall in line with Nazi ass cops. Not only were the officers in the photos not injured in the U.S., they're from other parts of the world. They weren't injured in the protests. They're from other parts of the fucking world. Like, even look at them, they don't even look like U.S. cops. Now that I read that, look at the insignia on her vest. Look at this dude. Look at that writing. That's not even English. Motherfuck. And right-wingers shared this out. And that's another thing that they've been... So, the abbreviation for the Bureau of Land Management is BLM. So on the radios, in the wildfires out west, they'll talk about BLM on the radios, and these stupid-ass right-wingers overhear this. And they think they're talking about the protesters setting the wall. That's where this is all coming from. Right-wingers are fucking morons. I dare somebody to prove me wrong. 917-830-4359. Or hey, give us a little chat. Whatever platform you're on. We're streaming on like 7 different platforms, 8, 9, I don't even fucking know. We're on all kinds of shit. We're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Smashcast, DLive, all kinds of fucking shit. Shit you ain't even heard of. Whatever platform you're watching on, you can give us a little type in the messages. It'll show up on the screen. It's so fucking cool. I've been told YouTube might not work, though. And I don't think I have seen a comment from somebody on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, let us know what's going on. If you want to call in, tell me I'm stupid. 917-830-4359. Alright, you want to talk about the Trump rally from last night? So it was the first indoor rally. God, it's probably the first indoor event of that size. And of course, it's stupid-ass Trump.
To his tonic engine.
Oh, fuck. They're gonna get a copyright claim on me, motherfuckers, because they're... What was that? I can't, I can't fucking think of the song on the top of my head. Oh, shit. Normally, I'm good with these things. Alright, so I noticed everybody over here in this box, and I guess they're going to be behind the president. Everybody over here in this box has masks on. Well, this looks like it was outdoors. Streamed live on... Yeah, this is where's the... I got the wrong one. Where the fuck was he at last night? Where is he at tonight? Is he live right now? Nevada, here. Is that the one I was on? This is the indoor rally. It does indeed look like everybody that's behind the president in this box over here. It does indeed look like they're all wearing masks. They're probably required to. But look, no masks down here. Look at all this shit. So the point that I'd like to make with this is like, damn, look at that. Look at all those people. Okay, so he was in Las Vegas. Was it Reno the night before? Look at all those goddamn people there. I'm just in awe of the stupidity. But the point that I would like to make about this is I like Trump is guaranteeing him, if he keeps doing events indoors like this with this many people, because one of the things that we saw back in the spring in the Northeast was that it spread to people in apartment buildings through the ventilation. That's how airborne it is. Wasn't it an indoor rally where Herman Cain was at? Or is this the very first one since the pandemic? I actually went out in public for the very first time since the pandemic began. Now, I've been out a couple of times. I went to the I went out and went to drive-thrus, but I went out to a store and shopped for the very first time Friday night. I live in a very I would say it's a very liberal stronghold of this town. And I went to a upscale, I always call it the hippie grocery store, but it's a local grocery store. It's very nice. Everyone had masks on. Not a single person didn't have a mask on. I felt pretty safe. That was my first experience. I think I just had a post to maybe it was a share that I made to one of these groups I tried to share the stream out in. It was like political civil discussion or something declined my post. Hey, political civil discussion, fuck you. I'm having civil discussion. Call in. Call in political civil discussion. Anybody from that group. I'll have a civil discussion with you motherfuckers. 917-830-4359. I'll show you how fucking civil I can be. In my shirt that says I hate humans. And a bandana with a skull and crossbones on it. I went out to take the trash earlier. There was some woman looking at me like, that has to be like a psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? There's people behind him that aren't wearing masks. That woman is 25, 30, 40 feet away from the president. Oh shit, we got it's another unknown call. It better not be a fucking troll. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hi, is Justin there?
The speaking.
Oh, well, you're still watching the campaign, correct?
I am watching the footage from Trump last night in Las Vegas.
You see that winner right there?
You see the what?
See that winner?
The what?
The winner.
The winner.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Trump?
Of course.
Well, what makes him a winner?
Well, I mean, just wait till November. You're going to see it again. Look at that crowd right there.
Well, that brings me to something that I was going to talk about here, actually. I've got the story that we're gonna. So far, the early voting and the absentee ballots are all breaking hard for the Democrats. More Democrats have requested absentee ballots than by far the margin of error in some swing states. So, like, this is the Massachusetts primary, record number of ballots cast. So if that's an indication...
Well, that's just crooked.
But if that's an indication of early voting, I mean, it's not looking good for Trump.
That's because it's going to be tainted.
What's going to taint it?
A bunch of fraudulent mail-in ballots.
Okay, do you know how the mail-in ballot process works?
Of course.
But, like, how can you can't have fraudulent ballots because your ballot has to match a registered voter, right?
Of course.
And the address has got to be correct.
Well, yeah, but you got to worry
Everything's
about
got to match
China.
up.
You got to worry about Russia.
But what are they going to do? How is Russia going to put forward a fraudulent ballot? They're going to have to come over, and they're going to each house and steal each ballot individually and fill it out in order to be fraudulent like that. And if it's Russia, wouldn't they be pro-Trump?
Why did so many dead people get a check?
Can you repeat that?
I said, why did so many dead people get a check?
Well, I mean, government roles aren't perfect. I would rather we fuck up and send some dead people checks and they not be able to cash them and it not mean anything than people that need the money not get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you want dead people to vote?
How are dead people going to vote?
Somebody vote for them.
What?
Somebody will vote for them.
The dead people?
Of course.
Who's going to vote? Is Russia or China? Are they going to come over and they're going to steal ballots of dead people that got sent out by accident?
I'm sure they're working for them.
And they're going to have some kind of registry of people who have died that they're going to be able to come over and swing and steal their ballots. And that's going to be enough to swing the election one way or the other. And not only that, it sounds like what you're saying is that Russia is going to help Biden win?
Hey, it works 60% of the time, 100% of the time. Christopher Madison, I love you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It asked me what the call quality was for that. I'm saying bad. What were the problems? The caller never connected. The caller never connected on anything. That's what happened. Guys, don't make me have to start screening calls. This isn't the 19th tee with Mikey Keyhole or whatever the fuck his name was. But while we're on it, with record number of ballots cast in Massachusetts. So let me see, like. Kentucky Democrats. Okay, like, here, let's look at Kentucky Democrats outpacing GOP in absentee ballot requests. Democrats lead mail-in vote in Florida. Democrats lead in absentee ballot requests. Florida, North Carolina. North Carolina is crucial. The Democrats are motivated. And if they are motivated right off the fucking bat, this early on, That does not bode well for Republicans. That does not bode well for Trump. And I'm sorry, like I don't have Trump derangement syndrome or whatever you right-wing idiots like to call it, okay? I'm telling you the facts about what the numbers look like. I know you're going to come at me, well, the polling in 2016 was wrong. Like I'm showing you actual data. If it's going to be a high turnout election, it's going to favor Democrats. That's just the way it is. Those are tried and true facts. And I'm showing you that the Democrats are outpacing the GOP in all of these states in requesting absentee ballots. So what it looks like is that Trump is going to lose in a landslide. That's not me being like, I hate both Trump and Biden. I'm a leftist. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just telling you the straight up facts as they are right now. There's still a lot of time. It's like 50 days until the election. It might be 50, 52, 51. I'm off. It's around 50 something. We got a long way to go. Oh, while we're talking about the election, I guess I don't have the story up. I should have got the clip. I'm sorry. I'm slacking. But Joe Rogan said that he is happy to moderate a debate. Multiple hours. One-on-one. Trump, Biden, Joe Rogan. I'm assuming like Jamie will be there, of course, to do to pull shit up on the computer. I want to see it. Oh, I really want to see it. Let's do it. One thing is Rogan has officially moved to Spotify now. I do believe he moved at the beginning of September. So this is a great fucking stunt for him to be able to promote his move to Spotify to call out with the presidential campaign. And if he gets it, oh my God. And I'm putting it like at a 50-50 right now. It's a possibility that it happens. It's as likely as not that it happens that we get Joe Biden and Trump debating for multiple hours in front of Joe Rogan. And holy shit, I'm here for it, right? But the thing is I don't think anybody comes out of that looking good. I don't think Trump comes out of it looking good. I don't think Biden comes out of it looking good. And I don't even think Joe Rogan comes out of it looking good, because it's going to look like Joe Rogan is picking on two kids. Because if you listen to Joe Rogan, you know he doesn't like either of them. He's going to be hard on both of them. And that's what we want. And what a fucking world that we live in, that we've gotten to the point in which Joe Rogan has the power that he might be able to pull this off. This might actually happen. Now, having said that, I have an alert set. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to get tickets. I want to go. There is a debate in Nashville at Belmont University. I'm going to try to go. I would really like to be there for the debate, so I have an alert set to try to get tickets for it. Hopefully, you get like a live troll patrol from a fucking presidential debate. How fucking cool would that be? But I don't think they allow phones in. I'm kind of doubting it. Gosh, like that will, as a political junkie, I've met Bill Clinton. I've been in a crowd for one of his speeches. I've met a lot of politicians. As a political junkie, man, I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to be able to see a debate, even if it is between like fucking Joe Biden, even if it is between the two fucking rapists, douche and turd up there. You know, South Park should be back anytime, and I wouldn't doubt that we get like douche and turd, you know, part deuce. Turd sandwich, that's what it was. Ooh, let's see their feedback. About why my post was declined. Where'd it go? I want to see the feedback for why my post was declined. No. Open a new window. Like they probably booted me or something. Think I'm spamming their group or some shit. Well, fuck you. Huh. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm still on the side display. You should have said something. Let me know. Let's see. I don't know. I kind of am. I got one thing left I was wanting to talk about. Can we get some calls? 917-830-4359. Give me a caller. Come on. Smokey wants to go outside. Give me a caller before we do our final story of the day. I'm sorry, dude. I'm busy. I'm not going to let you out. You probably can't even see him. He blends in over there. Smokey. Come over here and say hey. You got introduced on the show on Friday. You were part of my Reefer and a Rant segment to start off the show. Alright, so what they're doing over in Indonesia tripped me out. Oh, do you want to... Shut up, Smokey! Should we listen to a little bit of Trump's speech? Should we listen to what he had to say? Since I've had it up and playing this whole time, let's listen. I'm guessing he's just playing the hits. It's not going to be any different than 2016. There's one thing you can't deny, is that his base is enthusiastic as fuck.
And you saw a video of that animal that went up to the car. Did everybody see that?
Yeah, we watched it earlier in the show.
This animal goes up to the car.
He executed a couple of gangbangers, probably.
Fine people. I mean,
they were probably part of a group called the Executioners. Nazi ass fucking cops is who you're calling fine people.
By people calling him an animal. They said he's a human being. He's not a human being. He's an animal.
You know, I don't condone violence.
Joe Biden opposes the death penalty even for cops who... I mean, look, you have to see, even for these cop killers who go around, the predators, they murder children.
Sounded like he was going to say Joe Biden was for the death penalty for cops, and I was like, I wish, come on, yes.
Prisoners a vote. He wants to have the Boston bomber be able to vote. I don't think so.
You should be able to vote if you're in prison. Everybody should be able to vote.
I don't think so. You know who started that? Bernie Sanders, Crazy Bernie. He wants to have... Crazy Bernie says, no, they have to vote. So they asked him, well...
Everybody should be able to vote. Especially, there's a lot of debate about 16 and 17-year-olds. If you are working a job and you are getting taxed, you should be allowed to vote. And I stand firmly behind that. We fought a war over that shit. So 16, 17-year-olds, you got a job, you're collecting a paycheck. It is absolutely your fucking right to vote. And that means if you're telling me that you don't want prisoners to vote, then you better not be using prison labor. Because if you're paying them money and you're taxing them, and you are, they should be allowed to vote. Period.
He wasn't smart 25 years ago.
Hey, fucking great law. He wasn't smart 25 years ago.
But I was going to say, when he put that ad up, we told him to take it down. When he put that ad up, that dishonored our fallen heroes. They are great, great heroes of mine, of yours, of everybody's. I know really bad people.
I don't even know what he's
No
talking
bad
about.
person, the worst person I know. I know some beauties from New York. I know some developers in New York, actually.
Like yourself?
Nobody would say what they say.
Scum of the earth?
It was a made-up statement, and they put it up in the form of an ad from a third-rate magazine whose best friend is Obama, who, by the way, got caught spying on my campaign.
He did not.
He got caught. We caught him cold. We have him cold. Now let's see what
Those
happens.
investigations were justified. He is lying. But I mean, you don't need me to sit here and fact check him. What are they saying?
No, the Republicans, you know, it's interesting. We have
Was
much
he?
better
Were they
policy, but
chanting
the
"lock him up"
Republicans,
for
they don't fight like
Obama?
Colby.
I mean, yeah, but not for the reasons you motherfuckers want
They
to.
don't fight like Colby. They don't fight to win. They just don't. With better policy, but they're not. They don't have that vicious streak. If this were reversed, they would be in jail for 2 years already, and it would be for a 50-year term for treason. That's what it would be. Okay.
I don't even know what he's talking about now. I was talking over top of him. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch back
Biden's
up.
too scared to stand up to the crazy socialists and never will. He'll never have the strength. And he's going downhill fast.
He does. It seemed like he had the will to stand
know,
up
I
to the
called
crazy
for a drug
socialists
test.
when he and Obama
Because you know
rigged the
what?
fucking
I want a
primary.
drug test. Because we don't want to have a situation like we could have with this guy. I watched
As
some
if
debates
Bernie was a crazy
with the other
socialist.
24 lunatics. Right? And he was so bad. No, he was so bad. You know, maybe he'll win because they don't like me. They don't like my personality. I hate to say it, I'm what you need. I'm what you need.
Did he come out to NXS? Give me what you nerd. Give me what you nerd. They're chanting something that's more years, but it's not 4. It's like 10 more years or something.
But if Biden ever did win, he would surrender your country to the mob. You know that.
It's
And
fucking.
he will have no
You're the
issue.
fucking mob.
I mean, he's going to be pushed around. And she's, by the way, just so you know what you're going to get, she's considered far more liberal than Bernie Sanders. How about that? That's what you're going to have.
Who?
I don't think your state is into that. Unlike Biden, I'll always stand with the heroes of law enforcement.
What?
And I'm deeply honored to have gotten all of those endorsements. That to me is a really big deal. That to me is really a big deal. And I just want to thank all of them, including the National Troopers Association.
Oh, so you got the Nazis to support you.
We also received
As
the
if that's a
endorsement, total and
shock,
complete
right?
endorsement from the Public Safety Alliance of Nevada and the Las Vegas Police Protective Association from Nevada. And I want to thank for that Steve Grammas, who's with us tonight. Where's Steve?
Where is Steve?
Thank you.
Steve.
Thank you.
Stevie.
That's a big deal. Make sure
Stevie
they get
blocked
out and
me.
vote, Steve, 'cause
Stevie
they're
called
playing
into the
around
show
with
a couple
ballots
weeks
up
ago,
there,
and
you know,
Stevie
big
got
up.
mad.
So we had many sites, by the way, all exterior sites.
Not on the
all
show,
outside.
though.
Today you'll hear these
That was
songs.
something else.
Yeah, well, look at that. Now today you're going to hear them. They'll say, "Oh, it was in." Well, the reason it was, we had 5 sites, all outside sites, like last night. Tremendous room, and a great gentleman who owns this building said, "You know
Is
what?
he live right
You
now? Is there a
can
speech going
use my
on?
building, Don. I want to thank you, Don."
Looks like he's in Sacramento.
I want to thank you. This is the most important election in the history of our country.
That's what they all
At
say,
no time
but you
before
know,
has there been a clearer choice between 2 parties, 2 visions, 2 philosophies, 2 agendas for the future. Joe Biden spent the last 47 years selling out America. Look at what he's done. Everything he's done was wrong. He always voted the wrong way. Even his Secretary of Defense, his Secretary of State.
I
they
mean,
said
he's
he
not
always
wrong
voted the
there.
wrong way. He was offshore.
I guess he's not doing a campaign tonight.
Throwing open your
No,
borders,
stop it. He's in
depleting our
Sacramento,
military and
meeting with
sacrificing
firefighters.
children's future to China and other foreign.
All right, let's shut Trump up over here. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, dude? I was the one talking with you on Facebook earlier. This is Garrett.
What's up, Garrett?
Hey, not much, bud.
How you
First of all,
doing?
thanks for having me on, dude. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, do you have anything to plug? Do you do any like artsy stuff? You got a YouTube channel, Twitch?
Oh, thanks, man. But no, I'm a pretty much 9-to-5 guy. I just go to work and come home.
Okay. Cool, man. I want to give everybody the chance to, get their Etsy store out there. I like promoting small business and entrepreneurial spirit and all that yada yada.
Thanks, man. That's really nice of you.
I try to be a nice guy. I just I have a low tolerance for bullshit.
Gotcha.
You can respect that, right?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
So we've been at it over a few different topics today. So do you
Yeah,
want to pick
dude,
one out of the
even back and
barrel?
forth. I'm really kind of good with whatever.
Can I start off by asking you a question? I've asked most of the callers that have called in.
Sure, bud. No problem.
Okay, are you? And you don't have to tell me this because it's a personal question. But are you voting for Trump in November?
Yes. Probably. Just based on what I see now.
Okay, what about it? Based on what you see, what do you mean by that?
Well. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second.
Oh no, dude, who is it? Let me say hey to him.
Hi, I'm doing great.
What up, man?
Sorry, I'm in class right now. Sorry about that.
In class?
My laptop's up way too loud.
Dude, don't if you're in class, you don't have to call in and talk to me right now. Fucking pay attention.
Oh, it's not started for another 8 minutes. I figured I'd hop in just to make sure that if you had questions or something, I could get through that real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'd probably like it if you call back another time. If you got 8 minutes, we're gonna have we can have a quick overview. Let's talk about Trump and the election. And so I would like to talk about that real fast. Is that cool?
Yeah, definitely. I guess the reason why I'm voting for him to answer your question is because I've seen a lot of the talking between both sides, and it just seems like the opposition isn't really very coherent. There's not a whole lot of possibility for them to actually be running the country. It's whoever the runner-up is. I don't really have a lot of faith in Kamala Harris being a good leader.
Okay, so
not that Trump's a particularly good leader to start with, but he's a little bit better.
How is he better? I mean, we've got General Mattis, General Kelly. They've all called him really derogatory names and said he doesn't know what he's talking about. We've got so
he
many.
He kind of goes off the cuff and he says random nonsense.
Do what?
He kind of goes off the cuff and says random nonsense.
Yeah, he's an idiot. Blithering
I don't know
idiot.
If he's an idiot as much as he is bombastic and just doesn't think things through before he says them.
Yeah, he's absolutely fucking stupid. One of his teachers came out and said it was the dumbest student he ever had by far.
Yeah, well, that kind of stuff's a little bit anecdotal.
It is anecdotal.
I mean,
you are correct on that one, but I'm giving it's the old adage where there's smoke, there's fire. If I give you so many first-hand accounts, man, if people keep showing you who they are, you should believe them. Trump's reputation since the 80s has been
about Biden and sexual assault claims. So, I mean, if we run down that trail of where there's smoke, there's fire everywhere because any public figure is going to have dissenters. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle, left, right, center.
Yeah, but
somebody's going to have something negative to say about you unless you're Mother Teresa or Jesus.
But we're talking about Trump raped a 13-year-old. I mean, what? I am not a Joe Biden supporter. I'm not going to vote for him. First of all, I think I can show you the data and say that you are better off with a Democrat in office, hands down. My entire lifetime, when the Democrats have been in office, we have been like in a boom period, and when Republicans take office, they wreck the economy, and Trump did it again. It's every fucking
Really?
administration.
I've noticed the opposite. The opposite.
You do realize he is sitting on record deficits, record unemployment. We're heading for a huge.
Do you
fucking
understand
crash.
that was a lot of what was happening with the Spanish flu when that came about? I mean, for 3 years, he was breaking all kinds of records: record low unemployment, record high growth.
But if I show you the chart, that all is coming from the Obama administration. It's just continuing. And matter of fact, if I was to show you GDP growth, Obama outpaced Trump. So what he has told you is propaganda. That's what I said. So when you're measuring economic policies, a president's policies don't take effect for a couple of years. You're living in Trump's America now. Those first couple of years, that was like Obama's policies.
No, Obama's policies had a lot more to do with,
because when we're talking about the Fed and we're talking about interest rates, we're talking
things of that nature.
We're talking about policies that take months. When we're talking about economic policies, when we're talking about things like setting interest rates with the Fed and stuff, so those take years to see. So like you've been living in Obama's America. Those were the records you were seeing under Trump, because Trump is a moron. He does not know what he's doing. Everybody that's been inside the White House and then come out has said he's a moron that doesn't know what he's doing. So, like,
not everybody. If you get 1% that's real loud, and you get another 98% that doesn't really care, and another 1% that's real quiet.
No, everybody that's lived from Scaramucci to Cohen, all the people that were close to him. Cohen is especially warning that he is a fucking moron that's dangerous. So it's not 1% that's loud. It's 99% that's telling you the truth.
They might not necessarily agree with him. I mean, we don't agree.
Well, you shouldn't agree with him because he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, objectively, by every measure, Trump is an absolute fucking moron.
Well, you say objectively by every measure, but all you're pulling out is anecdotal evidence. You can't use specific perspectives.
Well, that's true, because he is fucking sued to make sure nobody can look at his college transcripts. He fucking makes people sign NDAs and shit. Like, he's a fucking slimy bastard. Yeah.
Rich people do bad things. This is not news.
Well, one, he's not rich
because they do bad things. Like, this isn't news.
He's probably incredibly encumbered by debt.
Picking one out, I would pick him. Out of the group that is running, I would pick him.
But the reasons you're giving me aren't backed up with reality. You understand that, right?
Well, see, I haven't seen any evidence to support what you're saying. Now, you're telling me that it's true, and I want to believe you.
Let's take the Woodward.
I've seen
he
doesn't
knew
support what you're saying.
He knew the coronavirus in February. 5% mortality, way more dangerous than the flu. Saying the opposite out in public. How can you justify that? He killed thousands upon thousands of people.
Couple things. First thing, he was advocating to close the borders, while Pelosi was saying it's no worse than the flu. Okay, so
Pelosi never said it was no worse than. He said it was no worse than the flu. He said it was no worse than the flu to the public. He said it was no worse than the flu to the public, while he was telling Woodward that it was way more dangerous than the flu. He lied to the American public and resulted in people getting killed. Mask policy. Masks save lives. Yes, it is.
Okay, well, I'm saying it is accurate, and you're saying it's not accurate. So we're kind of at an impasse there. I'd love to see. Can you pull up a link to a video or something of that nature?
Of what? What do you want to know? Are you disputing that we have had the worst response to the coronavirus of any country?
Yes, I think we've actually done pretty well.
We have.
Adjust for our population, we've done pretty well.
Yes, adjusted for population, we are the worst.
Sweden? No, Italy I think was the worst.
We have the most cases.
China, if we adjust for what the predicted outcomes were.
Adjust for the what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean, dude? That's bullshit. Well, what we have is the worst amount of cases.
We were acting on an incomplete sample of data.
What was 6 million cases? 7 million cases.
Countries like Italy,
no other
Germany,
country.
Spain.
has let it run wild like that.
No other country has stayed locked down this long. Even Italy is.
We didn't lock
regretting some of the
down. I don't
lockdowns
know
that
what
they
you're
did.
talking about. Italy
We
did a
didn't lock
lockdown that was like 20%.
That's your
We had
position.
like
We didn't
50-something
lock down.
percent of our economy open. We didn't actually do a lockdown. That's one of the reasons why it's still running wild, and other countries are fucking blocking us from going
there
anywhere.
was one death in Manhattan yesterday. There's 1.2 million
Yes, New
people
York.
in Manhattan.
New York was the
One
epicenter of it when
death
it started,
from
and
corona.
they've gotten it under control because they have leadership. It's running wild in fucking
Andrew
red
Cuomo
country
sent a
now.
bunch of sick old people into nursing homes.
Yes.
Him and
Andrew
four other
Cuomo
governors
is a piece of
40%
shit, and
all deaths
I'm
from
not a fan
coronavirus
of him.
By sending sick elderly people back to nursing
But
homes.
now they've got it under control, and they're somewhat back to normal.
He killed everybody that was going to kill. I don't know how controlled that is. Like,
Have you
it's
ever
hard
thought
to
about the
say, but, like,
possibility
it pretty
that you
much
may be
killed off
wrong?
the target population.
Do you ever start with the premise that you may be wrong, and then you listen to somebody else, and your response is taking in what they say and not trying to work up an argument back to them automatically? Does that ever happen with you?
So that's generally how I start researching topics.
I don't believe it.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't, because I don't agree with
Well,
you. and
because
under
last
your
night
worldview,
you
if I don't
presented
agree with
me a
you and I did
propaganda
research, then I must
website
research wrong.
that you did not go and read the study. I went and pulled up the study and said it doesn't say what you said it said, and I was correct. So that to me tells me you're
those
dishonest.
graphs didn't have a source. I tried to Google the source that was listed at the bottom of the page. I couldn't find where you got those from.
I don't know what you're talking about because I kept fucking throwing National Institutes of Health at you, but that's not the discussion right now. But like, you do not know how to evaluate sources, and you throw propaganda
Are you sure?
at me. Yes, and then you tell me.
Pretty sure I looked at the actual studies. I spent like 4 hours last night reading through those studies that
then you would know
one
you're
girl
fucking
sent me.
wrong.
Well, I went
If
through and I
you
evaluated
read the
study
studies
itself,
that
how
we
they
presented
told
you,
people
you
who
would
was
know that you
included,
were
who was
wrong.
excluded.
If you read the studies that were presented to you, you would know that you were wrong. That's how I know that
Well,
you
I
were
did read the
intellectually
studies,
dishonest.
But I didn't just read the results of the studies. I read how they took the study. Like, you can't have a 56% attrition rate from
You're
the
a
study
dumbass,
still
and
call
you don't
that
know how
data
to
accurate.
evaluate methodology. And you're fucking
So
biased
if you
as
have
shit.
100 people, right, and you ask them if their favorite color is blue in January, and you're supposed to ask them if their favorite color is orange now in December, but
You don't know what you're
56% of them
talking
are no
about.
longer
You
around
don't know how to
answer that
evaluate
question, and
methodology.
one person changes their mind. That's not an accurate data
You
set.
are
You have
an
no idea
idiot.
what that other 50%,
Do you not
56%
understand? What you're saying
There's no
is
way that's accurate
fucking
data.
meaningless to me. You are not a
I
researcher.
do have to go because I have class.
Okay,
But it
I
was
want
nice
you to have a fantastic class. Feel free, call back in anytime, my man, okay? And feel free to comment on my post. I love it.
Have a good one, man.
You too. Have a great night. Well, that was fun. All right, I told you guys I had a fun story. Well, that's how we're going to wrap it up tonight. Oh, I said fun story. I don't know how fun it is. That may be a little morbid for me to call it a fun story. So people in Indonesia that refuse to wear masks are being forced to dig the graves for COVID-19 victims. I think our previous caller should have to go out and dig the graves for one of the over 200,000 people who have died. And that is an undercount. And it's getting ready to rise as we get cold temperatures. Oh my God. This fall is not going to be pretty. And I think people like our previous caller should have to go out and dig the graves for all the fucking bodies that their idiot-ass president and their dumbass fucking propaganda have caused. The numbers change so drastically every day. That's why, like, I had the graph from, 2 weeks ago when we were doing the RNC. that I kept bringing up. I was going to pull that up, but like, it's out of date. It's out of date so bad. I think Brazil might be having a worse response to coronavirus adjusted to population. I might have misspoke on that one. So please, don't hold that one against me. Last time I looked at data, as I said, this is a fluid situation. It's changing every fucking day. So, making them bury the dead in Indonesia. I think it's a fantastic idea. All right, guys. That'll do it for us tonight on the Troll Patrol. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you tomorrow night. Same troll time, same troll place. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It is all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. We'll see you tomorrow on the Troll Patrol.